Hey, I just wanted to stop and say here, I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV. But on a serious note, I just want you to take the information you get on here, any small bit, and take it to your doctor, your medical professional, and talk it over. Just don't go willy-nilly and do it. Take care. Good morning, Mike's Diabetes World. Well, we're up and we're out. We're a little late this morning. This morning it poured with rain. So, didn't really want to go out. Do you blame me? Anyway, it's just overcast now. It hasn't rained in a while. The streets are drying, so we'll get out. It's important that it's always important, but the worst thing that can happen is a couch potato and diabetes. I don't care whether you're type 1 or type 2. It's important that you get out and you move. A lot of people go out walking after a meal or on a weekend, but you need to do things more often. Because I'm unable to stand and walk a lot of times, that's sort of out of it. Right now, I do an awful lot of armchair aerobics. Yeah, I go into my room and my mom thinks I sleep all the time, but I get out and I do armchair aerobics. I've never been one for exercise. As a kid, I was uncoordinated. We always had to play sports in high school, and it was the worst time. But, get out and do something you enjoy. Now, for me, I mentioned, armchair aerobics. And that has worked to keep things in line. It hasn't really worked for weight loss, but you really burn some calories. But people we want to laze around. We've had a hard day at the office. So basically, just getting up and moving will help you immensely. Don't worry. I'm sorry. You can go out and bowl. Just make sure that some part of your day you're moving. Now, a lot of people do the stairs at work and not the elevator, or they go for a walk at lunch. There's always a walking club around here. we have the BC Hydro buildings, and they will come out and they will walk where we are now. You don't know how better that feels, and that cuts down on the stress. But what happens when it rains? A lot of places will have exercise equipment and allows their people to get better fit. But diabetes, it utilizes the sugar in your blood. Now, it's just like most other diseases. You move and you get better. Well, not get better, but it helps. So, diabetes is nothing special. Oh, well, if I had cancer, I could lay in bed. Well, you gotta get out of that attitude. I have been doing it 3 to 4 times a week. I'd love to say, yes, I get up every day, I do it, and life is just wonderful. But you gotta remember, life stinks sometimes. But if you get up and you move, you may find your blood sugars getting in line. And if you're unable, you feel like you can't walk, take a look at armchair aerobics. It's worth doing. You could be swimming if your building has a pool. How many of these buildings have a pool in them? Well, there's a couple. But utilize that. You know how many people don't utilize the pools? Get out there, do laps if you can. Go to your local pool. Get out, do something. I take Nico for a walk. Yeah, well, with me, that's not doing me a whole bunch of good. It does him some good. But make sure you get out and you move. Now, a lot of times people forget one very important thing. And I remember talking to a guy, and it was a guy, and he said, oh, my wife left me this great big long list. Oh, I've got to finish all this work. Well, his blood sugars were great after. Now that's something to think about. Housework it gets you moving. Sitting down and doing nothing is certainly a way for your blood sugar to get moving. And also, if you're sitting down in front of TV all the time, you're gonna be, oh, I need something to eat. And your blood sugar goes up, and everything just goes out of line. So make sure you get out and do something. It's important. If you're a runner, enjoy running, fine. But not everyone's a runner. When I used to go for diabetic training, it was always line dancing, and we all had to go and do line dancing. They stopped the line dancing because they found not everyone was really into it, and we had to go out for walks. And we go out for walks all like for after lunch before the afternoon session. Now, when we did this, we had I don't know, she was probably 65, 7-year-old. And she kind of said, oh, I don't know if I could go for a walk. Oh, that's better. And we all kind of said, oh, well, come, go as far as you can. We'll find you a place to sit down if you need to, and you can rest, and we'll come and get you on the way back. So she went out, and she was lagging behind, so some of us went and got her and brought her up, and it was around the block. It wasn't a very strenuous walk, but we got out and we did it. When we got back, we checked the blood sugars, and she had dropped quite a bit. She almost, actually, I believe she came back with normal blood sugar. That was awesome, and I remember it to this day. And there are times when my legs are, they're not cooperating. I have trouble walking at home on these days. I would get out, get my computer, sit down, and do a session with my instructor. Well, instructor. She's online. If you check out wheelchair aerobics, you'll find it. It's about a 10-minute workout. I do that a couple of times on an exercise day. And, I feel better. My neck doesn't start or continue to crack as much. It's amazing. My blood sugars actually settled down. Now, I want to make sure when I go and get my new pump going, I want to be able to start off and see if I can get myself under control. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. But so often, exercise. Oh, God. Exercise. Oh, I can't stand it. Well, it's something you have to do. If you're stuck in the office all day, then you need to get out and do something. If you're not, and you're out and you're walking and you're got a good beat on, yes, at night you can exercise. But if you're not exercising during the day, at night you gotta do something, whether it's going for a walk, and if it's raining, tough luck. I have a dog, and if I want my place to stink to high heaven, I'm not going to take him for a walk. Now, in theory, that sounds great. It sounds like you're getting exercise and everything. But with me, I don't really, so I have to do some other form of exercise. Keeping yourself active is vital. It's just as much vital as insulin. Now, I talked a little bit about control. And I talked a little bit about being brittle, not today, but previous. Now, being brittle, you can't be classified as being brittle unless you follow the guidelines and you try doing your blood sugars, taking the correct amount of insulin, taking food, and not gorging or other secrets. So, people are always, oh God, not exercise. get out and do it. Just get out and do it and never turn back. I'm limited, but if it get me into the pool, I can probably beat your butts. Or I used to. Carrying a few extra pounds. I guess my buoyancy will work. Exercise is a pillar to diabetes care, and it's one easily forgotten. Now, when you sit down with your doctors, you have to be honest. And, oh, well, I'm high. Well, I don't know why. Well, you should document when you're high. You should come up with a logbook. There's many different versions on the internet. But it's important that you get out, get exercise, report things that oh, well, it was pouring with rain. I really didn't feel like it, so I didn't go out. Well, your blood sugar was higher that day. Be truthful and get out there and exercise. Have a great day, and we'll talk together soon.